Another crummy day in New Hampshire, rainy, cold. Not what this video is about. Today's video, that Lexus 95 LS 400 from Florida, rust-free. My friend Dave, who actually did my Talon for me, and also the SC. I just featured you in my SC Lexus SC 400 video. Yep. This is your Lexus. You restored this years ago.
Yeah,
and
like 2011.
You're ready to sell it.
Yeah.
But the problem with this car is, although you had it painted years ago, you have a pretty good amount of highway rock chips all over this car. All over this car. Going all the way down the front bumper. Geez, this is among some of the worst I've ever seen. And it's even up on the hood here, and it's all in here. Now the car looks great because it's rainy out. And like if this was at the auction, this is what people call a rainy day car, because your car looks incredible when it's wet. It'll look even better at the end of this video, because in today's video, we're gonna show you how to fix rock chips without actually having to paint your entire bumper. And it's gonna look good when we're done. This is not actually going to be one of those hack jobs that I'm known for on YouTube. It's gonna look pretty good, and I'm gonna teach you guys how to fix paint chips. And then Dave wants to sell this car at the end of the video, so we're gonna significantly increase the value of this vehicle and also boost the resale. So it should sell a lot quicker because of what we're gonna do. You're gonna follow along in the whole process. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. This is my best good friend, my oldest friend, Dave. That's his Lexus LS 400. Let's get going. Dave, I wanna put you on the spot. Tell me about this car right here. Where did it come from? What have you done to it? Why do you like it so much?
I've always been a Toyota guy. This is a clean LS out of Florida. The old couple that owned it. Paint was a little faded, but it was solid, rust-free, good mileage. So just kind of went through it, cleaned it up, had it resprayed all black.
Probably, what, 6-7 years ago?
I think it was painted in like 2011.
Oh, all right, so even longer.
It was
wow.
a while, yeah. Hardly use it. I had my fun with it, so kind of moving along, but it's still a clean car, and you don't really find them like this.
Yeah, right. It's cool to see these things on the road still. V8 1UZ, right?
Yep.
So 4-liter.
The 4-liter quad cam, so dual vent cam.
Okay,
yep.
Same engine that's in the SC400 though, right?
Yes.
So it's a rainy day car today. I'm gonna put it in the garage tonight. We're gonna let it warm up because it's cold out. Tomorrow, we'll dry it off tonight. Tomorrow it'll be warm, and we're gonna go through this whole car, maybe even add a surprise or two for you, and then you can resell it for yourself, and we'll bring a little bit of extra money and value to this car for you. All right, on to tomorrow.
The next day.
Today is one of those videos that we haven't done in quite some time. I'm in the shop. I've been crazy busy. I've been traveling, doing a lot of things. I'm bringing it back to the old school because I'm an old fool who's so cool, just like this car. Today we're bringing this car back to life, just like those videos we used to make that you guys like. This is a 1994 Lexus LS 400, I believe. Let's double check. Now, if you open the door, typically there's usually a VIN tag right here. This is, and those are your paint codes right there. That's your trim code, that's your color code. So color is 202, trim code is LC01. This is a 1094, so it's probably a 95 Lexus LS 400. Super strong engine, does have a timing belt, I believe. Interior, this leather's in pretty good shape. The armrest, that could be repaired. That's in a different video. He's done the radio conversion. Look at the dash right here. So when you put the key in the ignition, everything gets back to his position. Look at everything's lit up. Like Lexus was so far ahead of its time in the 90s. This is something I would have seen like even close to today. This was their flagship vehicle back in 1995, and it's still on the road and running great. 151,000 miles and doesn't show that type of mileage on this car in this condition. It used to be super, super sharp. You can see there's some fading here. And the biggest thing, which inspired this video, rock chip. But even worse, all of these rock chips. Now normally, Devin, if you guys know Devin the Detailer, Devin, you have an Instagram now, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
It should be Devin the Detailer, actually. That's a good name.
Yeah, that's cool.
What is it though?
Devin _ Flying Wheels.
He has his own Instagram for the shop. We're gonna put in the link in the description. This car and this video is brought to you by Dr. Color Chip. I'm excited to partner with Dr. Color Chip and bring this car back to life, because typically that whole bumper should be repainted.
Yeah.
The whole thing should be resprayed correctly. Like, in order to do that though, I can't just remove the bumper and spray it black, because now there's depths, like there's certain depths. All these chips are actually, they're chips in the paint. So there's two different levels in this bumper. So if we remove this bumper and just sprayed it, there's gonna be inconsistencies in the whole bumper. So normally you would have to sand the entire bumper down.
Okay.
You'd have to prep it, prime it, respray it black. I'm not that good of a friend that I'm gonna do that for him. Really, really excited to use this on this car and show you how it works, because this is like their full kit. This is the Dr. Color Chip like commercial kit for dealers and body shops. All of these are paint colors, paint codes, color matches. You can see like they tell me what the names are on here, and it keeps going. So if I close this one and I open this one, there's even more colors in there. And then I'm gonna open this one, colors in there. And then there's like rags and prep solutions down at the bottom. So I was in Florida, oh no, I was in Vegas at SEMA. And I ran across these guys and they're like, listen, you don't have to sand bumpers down. You don't have to prep them and spray them and then reinstall them. We can fix rock chips for you. You won't believe how well it works. I'm like, yeah, whatever, sure. I haven't used it for myself on a car yet. I used it with them in Florida and in Vegas. So I actually went out to Florida with them, saw their warehouse. They make their colors, custom colors according to your paint code. So I showed you paint codes on the VIN tag. You can actually custom order them to your paint code, have them shipped to you directly. I have the commercial kit, so I can actually find Dave's Lexus color in here. You can see how many blacks I have. These are all blacks and metallics. Find the match to this, put it on, and we should be able to fix all the paint chips. We're actually gonna bring this car back to life for him. Dave, my buddy, doesn't even know we're doing this. He thinks we're just gonna fix some rock chips, and honestly, he doesn't have much faith in me. He's a perfectionist, so we'll see how it comes out. Let's just get on it. Well, before we dive into it, I had Devin wash this car this morning, so we have a clean surface, but there's still some water on here. So I'm gonna take my air gun and just blow everything off, and then you can take the chamois, wipe it down. Okay. Just from here, I can blow everything out. And you can see it comes out of like, there's gonna be water in every single line. So if I start waxing this car or doing anything, water's eventually gonna run out. Like watch, there's moisture everywhere. So we really need to get all the water off the car before doing anything else. And that's why I use like a high pressure air gun to get everything out. It's all in the fog light. It's all in the vent. See how much water just came out of that? That would ruin what we're doing. All right, now you can take a chamois to it. And I'm gonna try the chip correction first with Dr. Color Chip, and then we'll like do some actual paint correction of the rest of the car. All right, my young apprentice, let's try this out. So first things first, we have to find what color we're gonna use. It comes on wheels. This is a whole Craftsman box set. This goes down so I can actually use the kit. Each one of these kits is removable, so I can get to the next by just doing like each one of these. I can just remove from here and here, and then remove it, get to the next one. It's pretty elaborate. So I'm pumped to have this in my possession. It's a metallic black. Now obviously there's 1,000 different colors to cars, so we're gonna find the closest match we can. Keep in mind, like, they're little rock chips. It's not like we're blending an entire panel and hoping it matches. So if we find, this has no metallic in it. Okay, so this is just a black paint, which actually makes it easier for us. So I should be able to just go with their black color. If I look here, we'll go to blacks. So let's see, brilliant silvers, grays, graphites. All right, now we're into blacks. So non-metallic black is just BK. Oh, just black, here we go. All right, so we're gonna go with just black. I just ball inside here so we shake up the paint every time to just get it going. All right, so we have some rags here. Oh, I have my terry clus already. This is like their secret sauce, their blending solution. This is their squeegee, which removes the paint. This is their prep solution right here. So we're just gonna prep the car. Put it on here. I'm gonna wipe the hood. Now the rock chips go about the size of like a bra would be. So a bra used to be like 80s and 90s. There used to be a bra on a car that you'd put up to here. Okay. That was before paint protection film. Now people just use paint protection film. Actually, their prep solution looks like it takes off a lot of the debris too. There was like bug and tar all over the hood. So we'll actually see how well the prep solution works too. Look at how much came off even though the car was washed. I talked to Dr. Color Chip before I did this just to make sure I'm doing it right, because I just felt like I was putting on too much paint. They said put on too much paint, like more than you would think you need, put that much on, because you want to fill the layer of the chip. So if I'm gonna put this right here, I'll just put a dot next to the paint, right there, do you see that? And then I'm gonna go over it this way. And they said they wanna use a lot of paint so it fills in that chip. Look at that, okay? Now, what looks odd to me is you can see all the extra paint around the car, okay? That to me, in this business, like, is odd. I would never do that. The second solution, which they say is like their secret sauce, removes everything, all the excess, but leaves the paint inside the chip. So if I don't use enough, you can actually do it again, so I can repeat the process. There's another one right here I'll fill in. There's another one right here. I'll fill that in. And they told me, like, leave paint, so we're filling them in. All of this is opposite of what I feel like I should be doing. I would normally go like this, right? Like, I was a painter, I would go with the surface or the layer of the scratch. They told me I should be doing this. Actually, that made a big difference too. So obviously they're right. So it filled it in. Step 2 solution, the Seal Act. It removes all the extra paint. I'm not worried about getting the black on that section because this will remove it anyway. So I had my buddy Dave bring this car last night, so it would sit in the garage, in a heated garage. So the car is warm and I'm not working with cold metal.
A few moments later.
I haven't even hit the bumper yet. It's been, Devin, how long? So I'm not making it up.
5 minutes.
5 minutes? Okay. I'm just gonna put their Seal Act, their step 2 on a rag. They said use a lot of it because this isn't like a muscle thing. So I don't wanna like really work hard, let the product do the work, because the harder I do it, then the more paint I'm like getting in and removing, and I want it to make a level surface. If I go right here, the square is right there. You can see that there's paint all over the car. Now, what I do, no pressure, I'm just rubbing it on, okay? Now this is gonna remove the paint from the body of the car, but you can see I'm not like digging in deep, so it's not pulling it out of the chip. So we should be good. There's like one little line right there, but it's just like, I'm not putting any pressure on this car right now. So let's go back to some of the other spots that I fixed. I'm just gonna go over it. I'm not putting any pressure. I'm just letting the rag and the solution do all the work. I put a little too much paint right there. So 5 minutes seemed to be the perfect amount of time to let the paint set, not let it harden for too long. I can actually feel the paint coming off, like where I'm hitting the paint versus where the factory paint is. And the paint hasn't come off any of these chips yet. So again, this isn't like a perfect fix. It's, if you want perfect, then you have to strip the car down and repaint it. But if you don't want to get into removing things, sanding, priming, prepping, spraying, this is a perfect stone chip fix. If this product works as well as I'm thinking it's going to, and it fills in all these chips and blends decently, then it wouldn't be a deal breaker anymore. So this product could prevent those expensive deal breakers, which is just huge for me. So let's get in here. I'm gonna do the top section first, and I'll do the first half. So again, we're gonna put, like, if you look at that one, we're gonna put too much paint. I wanted to get rid of the excess, but you can see it kind of filled that in. Now let me just go like this. All these little stone chips, they swear that it's just gonna fill in the chips and I can remove the excess. All those spots are filled, but there's excess paint all over the car, which to me is like so taboo. So it's opposite of what you're used to. Like, you use too much paint, you leave excess paint on the car. All those things are not normal in this industry. So this is like the best test dummy I've ever had. Let's try these spider cracks. That's from the plastic flexing. That's a good chip right there. So I'm gonna put some more on right there. Look at it, filled it in. Wow, it really is, the more you use, the more it fills in.
A few moments later.
So just take this and use a liberal amount of their Seal Act Step 2, okay? Don't use your muscles, so it's not like rubbing, it's just wiping, all right? So you do that on everything I've done so far, and I will continue on this corner of the car, and you can even see, like, I went right down the line, so there's the halfway point. So yeah, let's do that. You wipe, I continue.
So this much?
Yeah, like more than you think.
Oh.
Use a lot.
Oh, okay.
So I mentioned earlier that I didn't tape anything off, so you can see I got some paint on that chrome. Devin, why don't you just wipe it and see if it comes off? No pressure, just, yeah, so it's taking it off. And the idea is that it removes the excess because you're not applying too much pressure. If you just wipe, like, gently, it takes the paint off all the extra areas. All right, I really want to do like a halfway point, so I've removed all of the excess paint on this car. I'm actually going to tape a halfway line and compare both sides when I'm finished. So you're just about to polish this car?
Yep.
We're on the verge of needing some new pads,
Yeah,
just
no
a heads up. So make sure you tell Lauren we need new pads. You haven't started polishing yet, have you, or have you already? Because the back looks pretty great. All right, so there are some swirl marks in here if you look at the light. I'm not going to compound this car for him, but what are you just using, an ultra finishing polish?
Yep.
And a soft foam pad?
Yep.
All right, and you've already done this deck lid?
Yes, I did. Back here, and then this quarter panel.
So this car really could use a paint correction, like a compound and a polish. Why don't you try a compound on the deck lid, the trunk lid, just to see, because I can see a lot of water spots.
Yeah.
I can see a lot of swirl marks and scratches in here. Now, cutting pad is a lot more coarse, so it will cut into the paint. Obviously with a compound too, we'll use like a Pro Speed compound, something with a heavy cut. Now I wouldn't leave it with a heavy cut. The cut is gonna get rid of all of the like the fine scratches and swirl marks, and the polish will get rid of what we leave behind from the cut. While Devin's doing that, I just wanted to take a second. So what I did was I let it dry, and it left this stuff and black paint all over the hood, all over the bumpers. So I let it dry, and then I did it with a new rag. So I used a new clean rag with the sealant, wiped it all off again. Then I used a terry cloth or microfiber towel and wiped it off again. So this is what it looks like. Like, you would never know. You can still see all the original imperfections on the car because the car hasn't been polished, so it's still all there everywhere, but you can't see the stone chips. Same here. So even some of these scuffs and stuff are taken care of. It's not perfect. It looks like I didn't do anything to it, which is exactly what you're going for. Like, I don't want it to look like I touched up 1,000 spots, which is what I used to do with like toenail polish or Q-tips or even toothpicks and paint. I would dab every little spot. With this car, I would have 1,000 little dabs of paint all over the car. So like this whole area. And if you forget what it looked like, this is what it looked like. This is the before, this is the after. Now it's still wet down here, I haven't removed this, so I've done everything on this side minus down there. And you can still see some of the scuffs and everything are still in here, which is great because that's not what this product is for. It's for fixing that stuff, which is just awesome so far. Have you already compounded one side, or the deck lid?
Yep.
All right, so perfect. So from that LED, I could see like tons of scratches and swirl marks. A good amount of it is gone. There's still a good amount of water spots on here too, actually. But yeah, this is definitely a tremendous difference. I would say, you know what? It's my oldest friend. We're already this deep into it. Why don't we compound the whole car? Okay. I just wanted to point out a spot. So you can see these like scuffs in the paint. That was there before. That isn't what Dr. Color Chip fixes. And when I was looking over here, so I was looking from this angle, I noticed that I must have touched up a spot over there, and you can still see where all the extra paint is that I forgot to remove. So I'm just gonna take this and go right over it. No pressure, just really lightly. And this is gonna take off the extra paint. And to be honest with you, I don't even know where the mark was. That little chip must have been it right there. So this is just gonna remove everything, and then I'll wipe it off with a microfiber. I can actually feel under the rag where the extra paint is. I'm gonna take this and just wipe it off. So now all that extra paint is gone. Yeah, I don't even know where the chip was. All right, so Lauren came in and didn't realize we had already done some work.
Yeah.
So what did you just say to me?
No, I said that's crazy. I didn't realize this whole piece looks like this, and now after that kit, it looks like that.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah, that's wild.
So I guess we can just do the reveal right now. Before, after. I love before and afters. Devin's going to town on this. Polishing? Compounding, nice. And it looks amazing even with a compound. Have you started removing the compound yet, or is it just...
So there's a lot of debris getting all over it because the pad just kind of falls apart.
Yeah. There's a song that goes, oh yeah, Day Bow Wow. What show is that from? Day Bow Wow. If anybody knows that reference, I will be impressed. So it looks great with a compound. Will look even better with a polish. The compound will leave some light cuts, but it will take away deep cuts. This one, you can actually see that looks like the original paint under the new paint right here. So this might be actually burned through from somebody else polishing too deeply. So be gentle right here.
Okay.
I bet that black right there is the original. And to be honest with you, I think like if you look at these scratches, I actually know what these are from. Those are from his neighbor's chickens and turkeys that crawled on the hood of his car. So those right there, if the compound and polish doesn't get that out, and this right here, I hope you can see that. Can you see that right there? I have a product that I think, yep, there it is. I have a product that I think will get rid of that little rainbow right there. We'll do that after. I want to see what the entire car looks like, and then we'll try that out with something else. Well, that took me less than 10 minutes to apply it. So you can see all the chips are filled in all over. There's still paint all over the front bumper. So like I removed it from this side and you can see there's no excess paint anywhere. As a matter of fact, all the scuffs and scratches are still there. It's just the rock chips that have disappeared on the whole thing. Now on this side, you can see all the extra paint going down the side. Maybe you can see it better from this side. Going down the side, it's on the hood right here and it's up the side and then all down here. Now everything's black again. Now I really filled this one in, so it's gonna take a decent amount of removal, but you can see where I hit in here. I'm gonna let it dry, I'm gonna have some lunch, come back, and I'm gonna remove all the excess while Devin is going to town on the compound.
1 hour later.
I'm a big fan of tape lines, so we made a tape line for Devin because I wanna see the before and after a polish, and after a compound and a polish. So I'm actually gonna cut that right there. So we'll do a before and after of the hood. Lunch is over. I love these videos. We never do a one-day video. They're always like 3 weeks out. Hey, here's the day one, here's the day. We're doing one car, one day. I love these videos. Devin's doing a cut line right here. My paint is dried, and I hope you guys can see like how the paint dried on it in my areas. I don't know, can you guys see this stuff? I can't tell the angles. It's all over. So now we're gonna remove the excess paint. Now, Craig, it's different paint. This is a base coat clear coat. What are you putting on? It's gonna flash. Might not. Actually, it won't. Because yes, so cars have a base coat clear coat on it, meaning when you spray paint, you will spray a black base and then let it kind of get tacky and then you'll spray a clear over it. So multiple coats of base, multiple coats of clear is how a vehicle is traditionally painted. You can also use a single stage paint which has your clear in it. So the clear coat is mixed with the base paint so you still get a gloss on one coat of paint or several coats of single stage paint, which is normally what you see me doing when I paint a car. This stuff right here is a single stage. So this is your base coat clear coat. So I am going to highly lubricate this cloth and then we're just going to remove all the excess paint off of the Lexus. Like so. Keep going. I can see it being removed. Now there's a little bit of extra. I can actually put some force into that one because it's not on the chip itself. I'm just gonna keep going on the chip until all the paint is gone. I can see that it is all gone. There's a little excess right there. I'm gonna keep scrubbing, scrub. Now you're not supposed to scrub on the chip, but on the excess paint, I think I can. I'm really getting a grasp of how this works. Devin, you have already compounded and polished.
Correct.
All right, so the paint looks pretty tremendous, actually. It looks pretty tremendous. Now there are some like watermarks, bugged stuff like this. The only way we would have really gotten some like deep things out is by wet sanding the car. I'm not getting into wet sanding on this car. You did an excellent job.
Appreciate it.
There are certain spots that are just deeper than what compound would do. A compound will get rid of like light swirl marks and scratches, and then the polish will get rid of everything that the compound leaves. The deep things take actual paint correction. And now you're spending more time. Like you're actually spending time wet sanding things, almost like we do when we do a headlight restoration. If you polish or compound too deep, you'll end up with burn-in, which is what happened right here with someone else, not us. Now, the deck lid, I think, was the perfect example because the LED light shining off the deck lid, all of those scratches and swirl marks are gone. There's just some old water spots that have kind of hardened over time. The bumper looks amazing. The rear bumper, we live in terrible New Hampshire where it's gray and dead and wet, and this car probably won't even make it to his house without getting filthy again, which is why I travel back and forth so much to Florida, because I've like had it up to here with New Hampshire weather and destroying our flipping cars. It looks great all the way down the side. Lexus SC400, the SC Coupe.
Yeah.
Remember we were thinking it was chrome underneath and someone had painted it?
Painted, yeah.
We're seeing that here as well. The minor detail work, like these things, I think he can take care of. I'm not gonna have you tape off and get overspray anywhere, like think of that stuff. He can take care of that stuff. Okay. I think you did an incredible job.
Thanks.
And then once the wheels are done, I should be done the front end at that point. and I'll have you polish the hood and the front bumper. And then we're like done this car for the day. And we're a couple hours in, you and I, a couple hours in, but I mean, look at every chip is gone. So heck of an upgrade or an upsell if you're an auto detailer or a body shop. Heck of an upsell if you have this kit. If you're private, like you want to do this to your car, you can get individual kits to your paint code sent to you at drcolorchip.com. Last step before we polish, so you'll see there's still just some residue on the hood, fogginess, and obviously it's everywhere we put it on. I'm gonna take the Seal Act Step 2 product on a clean rag, wipe it off one more time, and we should be done and ready for a polish. And there's Devin trying some wheel acid in one section, not the whole wheel, right?
Okay.
One section, try it out. Well. It is working?
Yeah.
Okay, just don't leave it on too long. So you can see like a little bit of debris is still left that came off the car. We're gonna let it dry. Yeah, this is great. Clean, polished, compounded. Not clean, polished, compounded. So Devin did that wheel. Actually, he used some wheel acid. Just don't leave wheel acid on too long, and make sure you wear gloves. That is, you can still use a compound after, like a chrome polish, but that is the after, and this is the before. So I'm gonna have him do all 3 wheels. Why did I say 3 wheels? Because one of the wheels doesn't actually match. That wheel is different. And there's our 50% tape line. Clean, compounded, polished, just wiped down. You can actually see the line. So that's pretty cool. All the imperfections, minimal imperfections. I'm curious to see if this rainbow scratch is gonna come out and these chicken scratches here and here. So we're gonna have Devin compound the hood and the bumpers. He's gonna go an up and down motion and then a side to side motion with compound. And we want it, you don't wanna use too much because you'll never get it off and you'll actually ruin the pads. Just enough that you can actually see that it's being removed by the pad. And the more you use, the more work it's gonna be for you, and then the more work it's gonna be for you to remove it as well. So he's going up and down, side to side, and then I'm gonna have him do the bumpers as well. The Dr. Colored Chip paint has already dried, so we can just go over the front bumper as well. What I'm really curious to see is if that rainbow scratch is gonna come out and the chicken marks. So definitely spend some extra attention, Devin, to these chicken claw marks, which are right here. This is gonna take like some elbow grease. Okay. I think there were a couple spots right here too, one right there. Look at that. Looks great. Wow. And this is just a compound, right?
Yeah, just compound.
I have something else I want to try on these scuffs in another video. And then here are these spots right here, those chicken claw marks. Those probably would have had to been wet sanded and polished. But already that is just tremendous. You compounded the front bumper already?
Sure did.
Whoa. Whoa. Honestly, you would not know that I did what I did today. Oh, wow. I'm just like blown away. Jeez. I hope I got enough before and afters. That is just tremendous. Now you can tell somebody spray painted this. That's already been repainted. So it's dull. It's more dull than the rest of the car. But that's not from us. Nice. Good reenactment. It really is an incredible transformation. Yeah. And Devin's gonna just dress up the tires a little bit with some tire shine, and we'll call it a day. So the entire car has been compounded, polished, wheels cleaned, tires dressed, and then we did a full paint chip correction thanks to Dr. Colored Chip. So we did the compound, we did the polish, we did the Dr. Colored Chip on the front bumper. The entire front bumper has been paint corrected, and every single paint chip has been taken care of, and you would never know they were there because I didn't just like touch up paint. It filled it in, it leveled it out, and I am a pessimist. I did not think this is gonna work. I wanna try it. I went into it ready to try and be open-minded. Just like one more time, take a close look at this. So the hood, all of those spots have been leveled. This one, the paint's actually high. That's the only one I can see, and it's not because it's not leveled, it's because around the chip is actually high. The rest of the bumper, it doesn't look like I did anything to it, which is the best part. So if it looked like I had been working on it all day, then you know something was done. Now, it just looks like it's supposed to look like this, all the way down the entire front. Look at this area. All the way down the entire front bumper. He should be here soon, and then we can do a reveal and show him what we did, because he didn't know we were doing all this stuff. I said, hey, I think I can fix those paint chips for you. Let me try to take care of it, bring it by tomorrow night. Brought it by last night, and now it looks like this. So Dr. Color Chip has the commercial kit, which is what I want for me, because I do so many vehicles with so many different colors. If you're an automotive detailer, it's a no-brainer to have a kit like this in your detailing van. Offer it as an extra product for yourself. Why would a customer not pay extra to have their car look like this versus like what it was before? Yeah, you can wash and polish it, but when you can do a paint correction or a restoration to make it look like that, it's a no-brainer. Automotive shops, auto detailers, auto repair shops, these are automatic upgrades. Now, if you're a regular person, like a consumer, you don't have to purchase the entire commercial kit. You can actually get them direct to your paint code. So you can have it custom made to your car, so you can do this to yourself to your car. If you're a flipper, this again is a no-brainer, because I could have bought that car from the auction or from somebody, private party, knowing it needs like a full paint job on the front end, use my Dr. Color Chip products, brought it back to life. Like my buddy Dave is gonna be able to sell this thing easily for $1,000 to $1,500 more, or like I talked about before, that deal breaker. It might have been a deal breaker to have the car be that ugly before. There is no more deal breaker anymore. Check this out. So this right here is the 100 color kit combo pack. It is unbelievable for me. So they have multiple variations and sizes. If you're anything industrial commercial in this industry, I would highly recommend it. If you go to the link in my description, right on their website, you can enter your information. If you use me as a referral, so just say you saw Craig from Flying Wheels, you can get their show price, which will literally save you over $1,000 on the kit, like in some cases, multiple thousands of dollars. So go to their website, in the link in the description, tell them you saw it on Flying Wheels, and they will give you huge discounts. If you're a DIYer and you want to try the individual kits for yourself, you can also go to the link in the description and type in code FW10 to get 10% off of your kits as well. Dr. Color Chip, I mean, you saw the results. It was unbelievable. I am using them regularly. If you're an auto detailer, auto body, commercial car dealer, whatever, this is a must-have in your shop. One more time, this is not a deal breaker anymore. As a matter of fact, someone is going to look at this car and love it now. As long as I can convince them to get rid of that gaudy little golden rope that looks in the, that's pretty goofy looking. Get rid of that. You have a beautiful black Lexus ready for sale now. All right, my friend is here. It is time for the big reveal. Lena, do you remember what the front of your dad's car looked like?
Yeah, it was pretty, I don't know.
Ugly.
Ugly.
What a great testimonial. All right.
Ugly.
Are you guys ready for this reveal? I wish I had like a car cover, but I don't even need it. Come over here, go check out your car.
Oh, it's clean.
Wow.
It's polished. It has
That's crazy.
dog fur on it.
Later, remember there was all like rock chips?
Oh, yeah.
When you drive on the highway, little rocks and pebbles will like
Oh,
chip
yeah.
the paint just naturally.
Yeah.
So it is all filled in and sealed. So the product like actually fills in the chip
Yeah.
and then levels itself out.
Yeah, it looks
And
like
then
it.
I was able to wipe off the excess paint of the body, so you don't have like, can't even tell. I was really
Yeah,
pleased with it.
that's something I was wondering. I'm like, how's it gonna, but it shows it.
I could tell you didn't trust me based on our phone call yesterday.
No, I didn't trust you. I just was not really sure how it was gonna come out.
What do you think now?
It's I mean, it's so much better. It's just, it pops at you. You look at the front of the car now, and you look at the car. Whereas before you looked at it, you'd see all the white speckles, and it was like,
First thing I saw when you pulled up.
I know. And it's otherwise a beautiful car.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why we're selling it. Kind of.
I did a vote. I did a vote on Instagram. It was almost unanimous that you have to get rid of that goofy gold rope in your windshield. Very specific to, I don't even want to say the type of person's taste, but not the majority of purchasers.
Isn't it mean good luck or something?
Yeah,
It's not going to have much luck selling it if it's sticking in the windshield. All right, so now it's yours. Go sell it. It's done. This is on us. Took us all day, by the way. It's on us. Enjoy it. I'm just glad I got to try out like our Dr. Color Chip. It worked out really
it
well.
looks great. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So that's it. Now you guys
Where's
can take
the
it home.
license plate?
It's off so we can get the work done.
Yeah, we wanted to get where the license plate was too. So yeah, it's done and it's yours. Go enjoy. Sell
Thank
it.
you.
Collect your money, whatever.
Perfect timing. Guy actually hit me up today. Wants to see it tomorrow.
Perfect. All right, let's get it out of here. You can take it home. What are you thinking this thing's worth?
I have it up for 9.
9?
The guy in Pennsylvania wants to shoot up, but it's a matter of when he can get up. You know, it's kind of a hike.
You have one of the cleanest LSs I've ever seen. Get the correct wheel on it, and you're good to go.
Yeah, it's gonna get a tire in the wheel.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's mount a tire, put it on, done.
Well, the car looks incredible now, so I would say it's retail ready. Go enjoy it, get your $9,000, and then take a picture and send it to me when it sells. All right, guys, enjoy your car. See you all later.